Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the Dreaded D-Rose report. I may have to do two today. Got a lot of news here. Vince had a investors conference call today, just to let you know a little bit of insight on the first part of this. What went on, what's going on with WWE, what is coming up, what they expect, how they were doing. Alright, anyway, it says at the investors conference call, WWE, he told them, is launching an upcoming television network by next summer. And he said WWE is already working on the project. He comes out with this statement right now. He says, we're continuing along the lines of a formula in which we can soon be presenting and taking the next steps. We're thinking that it's going to be a tremendous opportunity. If things happen as we hope, it's going to be a really big game changer, and there's a huge opportunity that it relates to domestically and internationally, and we're pursuing every steps and taking the next steps. That's talking about the new TV channel. I'm not sure whether they'll probably then incorporate 24/7 into that. But anyway, he still says that he's going to try and do the promoting of that network through USA, and Raw and SmackDown and NXT. They're going to try and promote it that way, which they don't think it would. He may have to pay for it, to those other stations. But anyway, his strategy will be maintaining the broadcast, therefore keeping Raw and on USA for many years. He says, where it's found a strong home and my network or somewhere else for SmackDown. He says, I don't see any interruptions in Raw or SmackDown. The new network could tie into Raw and SmackDown to enhance the brands. I just hope they don't take Raw and SmackDown off and put them on that channel, where the only way you're going to be able to see it is pay for it. To me, it'd be a mistake. We hope, or we reported earlier, WWE 2009 financial results revealed that the most recent Survivor Series was down 26%. During an investors conference call this morning, the chairman, of course, Vince, revealed that after 23 years, the Survivor Series pay-per-view concept has come to an end and will not be used again. Vince making some big changes. Now, whether he has to do that, I don't know. But if he keeps the product the way it is, he needs to do something a little bit different. He says, we think that the Survivor Series is now obsolete. And as far as that title is concerned anyway, there's something that's been in the works for many years ago, and in turn that worked many years ago. But now he wants to do various themes, I guess. He wants to do gimmick pay-per-views, change things around and rebrand, things like that, instead of just having the Survivor Series year after year after year. Anyway, it says Survivor Series dated back to 1987 for many years, featured primarily team elimination matches. The show had lost much of its identity in recent years and will be likely replaced next year with a new gimmick theme, which I just said. Yes, I'm giving a report here to the clickers. Don't call! Love you. Oh. Anyway, World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated announced the financial results for its fourth quarter ending December 31st, 2009. Revenues totaled $117 million as compared to $125 million in the prior year. Operating income was $17 million as compared to $23 million the prior year. Net income was $11 million or 0.15 cents a share, as compared to 13.6 million the year before, which was a 0.18 cents a share the prior quarter. Anyway, through pay-per-view, although the pay-per-view revenues was down for the fiscal year and well below the UFC benchmark, I guess. WWE got a hint of good news, though, in the returns for its fourth quarter in 2009 events. For the 3 months ending in December, the pay-per-view revenues rose from $15 million to $16 million. fueled with an increase of a surge in pay-per-view buys for 3 of WWE's 4 pay-per-views, demonstrating that all of WWE's new gimmick concepts has generated an additional interest over their B franchise counterparts. Hell in the Cell, for instance, posted 283,000 buys compared to 261,000 for the No Mercy. Bragging Rights was up 181,000 over 153,000 for Cyber Sunday, which they never did like that. While WWE TLC scored 228,000, beating Armageddon by 193,000. So maybe it did get stale. All right, the Lord and Master of the internet, wrestling internet anyway, the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Here's what they had to say. WWE Intercontinental Champion Drew McIntyre, this is back to the news now, will debut a new theme song on next week's SmackDown. January 22nd episode of Friday Night SmackDown scored a 2.2 broadcast rating with a 3.4, well, about 3.5 million viewers anyway. It's possible. In fact, I think that's down. SmackDown. Normally it's a little bit higher than that. Anyway, it's possible that WWE will release developmental talent Jenny Quinn after her deal. She's been removed from the FCW roster page. Quinn had signed with WWE in 2008 and just recently returned to action from an injury she had suffered in May of last year. And by the way, the other day, I forgot to tell you, I got in the Catalina White adult DVD video, which she's down in, as far as I know, she's still down there in FCW. And believe it or not, I don't know whether CM Punk's gotten a hold of her, but she's already bald. Anyway, there's speculation that Bret Hart is being paid, catch this, $500,000 for the storyline, the current storyline in WWE with a big WrestleMania bonus. If the WrestleMania goes skyrockets and does real good, I don't know what the percent is that he would make, but hell, he could get close to $1 million for coming back. And man, I think it's great that Vince let him come back. All right, WWE United States Champion and one half of the Unified Tag Team Champions, The Miz, was working the media tour yesterday with next week's Raw host Jerry Springer. WWE is going to be holding a live chat on their website during next week's finale of ECW. Howard Finkle will host, and special guest will be Joey Styles as and some old ECW superstars, I guess. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw video game 2010 has shipped 3.5 million units, putting it slightly ahead of UFC's Undisputed game. Still, one of the reasons Serena Deeb was brought up to the WWE main roster because she was the only woman in developmental that was willing to get her head shaved for the storyline with CM Punk. Some of the divas in FCW who turned down the opportunity did not do themselves any favor. Man, you're supposed to do whatever you're asked to do. I say, yes. Universal Studios has updated a TNA schedule on their website. Here's some of the changes. The TNA's tapings in March will have been moved to March 8th and 9th. So the live special on March 1st appears to be off. TNA taping for March 24th has been canceled. TNA is holding tapings on April 5th, 6th, and 19th and 20th. And also noted Kurt Angle's asked for a schedule from TNA with less work. Word is that Angles is open to finishing his wrestling career with TNA, but wants to reduce the schedule. With no live events. Sources say Angle's still battling many injuries and thinking about his life after wrestling. Former WCW World Champion Ron Simmons' name has been discussed for induction into this year's Hall of Fame for WWE. I think I'm just about at part 1 on this, so let me get the heck over here and check out part 2. It'll be around here in a minute. I gotta go for a second.